Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Closing Comments here on June 17th. Let's jump right into these charts and see what happened in the world today. Cattle prices continued to slide from the pullback that started last Friday. Prices losing a little over $5 here on this August live contract. If we take a look at our lower time frame, today we were watching this 216 level as we came into today's action. We can see yesterday we saw that nice snapback rally pushing all the way back up to 216, and then throughout the late part of the day, price trying to put pressure up on that 216 level. Nice strong close, but bulls just couldn't get the job done, couldn't get over that 216 today. This opening range printing and just breaking down from there with a steady grind lower all day long. Never got any bids above 216, so the bulls were kind of out of it as the bears continued to sell from this 216 level. Just a nice typical pullback here, good healthy action, multiple legs down here. Would expect to see some support step in. We are visiting our week 22 value area. We pulled back, hit this 211 spot that we were keeping our eye on coming into the week. Anywhere in this value area between 209 and 211, we could expect to see price balance out and find support. We do have this 50-day moving average all the way down here near 208 as well, so we expect to see this market be supported anywhere down to there. Nice wide ranges. We could continue to see some volatility here, but we would expect to see back in all this demand zone here. Should be seeing price try and settle up and balance out around here as the bulls look to defend this 50-day moving average. Those back months do remain a little bit stronger. The early 2026 contracts down between $3.50 and $4. A little bit weaker here in the front months as we got a little bit more volatility. But nonetheless, we are seeing a little bit of relative strength in those back months. Be looking for this cattle market to find some support here in the next couple days. Wait for this price to balance out and see those bulls try and get some traction before we jump on board to the long side. Over to the feeders now. Similar action today. Price losing a little over $7 here. Breaking down below 306 as our bear pivot here late in the day. But just a nice steady grind lower here as well, coming off that opening range, putting in that high at the open today. Price just grinding lower, headed back towards $3. This 301.60 is the week 22 value area that we are visiting over in those feeders, or excuse me, the fats. Feeders have a little bit more room to go. I'd look to for support to step in here anywhere between 301 and 302. We'd like to see price balance out here anywhere down to this 50-day moving average down to 298.5. Is welcome for dips. Expect those bulls to be trying to step in this week, trying to support price and let price balance out, and we'll be ready for that next leg higher. Uptrend remains intact across the fats and feeders. You should be seeing this dip as a buying opportunity in the days to come. Also seeing a little bit of relative strength in those back months as well, with those early 2026 contracts being down between $5 and $6 while we were down over 7 on these front months. So just a little bit of relative strength in those back months to keep our eye on and be looking for dips to buy going forward here. Over to the corn market now. A little bit of divergence here between the July and December contracts we're watching. This July contract continued to have some downside today, breaking our bear pivot and getting a nice close down here near 430. Given that action, we should expect to see continued downside here in this July corn market. Look for prices to continue drifting lower as this downtrend remains intact and the bulls keep pressing this market lower. We have escaped this choppy zone, but we could just see price get sucked right back up into it. So be cautious if we do get back above 434. But as long as we are below, I do expect to see continued downside here in this corn market. The December contract, however, was positive today, picking up a little bit of ground, heading back towards 440. We are continuing to put a lot of touches down here on this 434 level in the December contract as well. So just be ready for that level to break down, and we could see some more downside in this December contract as well. Over to the crude oil market, continuing to see volatility following the events of the week. And last, prices are rallying a little over $3 here today on this new August contract that we've rolled into. Prices bouncing back into between our pivots for the week, showing nice accumulation today. However, we are starting to see a little bit, it's still early in the week, but we are seeing a little bit of this D-shaped profile. Wouldn't expect to see much directional movement unless there is new news, but in the meantime, just expect continued volatility and sloppy wide ranges here in the crude market while it sorts out the situation. Equity markets losing a little ground today. Nasdaq being the weakest, down 1%, while the Dow remained the strongest, showing good support today at the 20-day moving average near the lows. The S&P and the Nasdaq are a little bit extended up here, so wouldn't be surprised to see a little bit of a pullback here. We do have a Fed meeting tomorrow, an interest rate decision being announced at noon Mountain Time. So always want to look and see what the Fed is up to. But this market remains healthy. Just a nice typical pullback here. Nice low volatility back and forth with a steady grind higher, just showing this market remains healthy and strong. We just should continue to see some upside going forward here, as we are within spitting distance of these all-time highs. So be looking for the equity markets to find a bid here and keep rolling higher in the near term. Just be cautious tomorrow with any new positions as we are heading into the FOMC day, as that could bring some volatility. But in the meantime, the market looks healthy and strong. That's all we got for today. Have a good night.